Today, we getting gritty. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing you that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we coming with another wonderful episode of Dropping Jewels. Things happen during the week. We gotta sprinkle them in here because I'm one man, I can't catch everything, right? So, The Punisher has got a nice new trailer out. It looks incredible. So let's take a dive into some of the things that stuck out to me. One is the timeline. It looks like we're going to be looking at Punisher in different times of his, I guess, origin, sort of, because at least from the way the trailer cuts, it looks like we're going to be looking at stuff before Daredevil season 2, definitely. Also stuff during, and maybe some stuff after, even like, I guess currently now, after Defenders. So I'm very interested to see how he changes through those time periods and how it's shot, because it looks like it's going to be something that's, you know, a lot of fun. Another thing that sticks out is just the statements. Like, you're punishing yourself. There's a war in you. Those two things describe a turmoil that I think really fuels the Punisher. You know, someone who always has that battle, always has that turmoil, always has that fire burning inside of him to, you know, some people, you know how they say fight or flight. He's always fighting, no matter what it is, whether it's an argument, whether it's a shoving match, whether it's bullets, it's always got to be a fight with him. You know, he's trained so much and he's seen so much that he can't, I don't think he can have like a normal situation where he's like, okay, let's talk this out. It's like, no, just immediate fight. And I want to see this play out very well on the screen, because we're dealing with a man that's very, you know, he's a troubled man. He's dealt with a lot of situations, as we see here, being the last witness of some very dirty military stuff that went down. We're gonna see how that hurts him and how it helps him. Another thing that I super love in this is when he talks about people that decide the truth. I'm always into stories that are like political thrillers, when you see, you know, people hiding stuff and, you know, covert things and people telling lies and documents and everything. I love that type of stuff. And it looks like that's what we're gonna get a little bit of in here. Like a little sprinkle of some, you know, maybe some corporate collusion or some political intrigue, or, you know, some people, you know, doing some corruption and some behind backdoor dealings. And I want to see how that plays with the young lady's FBI investigation. I think she's FBI. I don't think she's CIA. The FBI investigation, and how she comes into it and how they interact. Because, you know, everyone's not an enemy to the Punisher, but nobody will he won't let anyone get in his way, you know, when it comes to an enemy. I mean, I guess we've seen that before. So all in all, this looks like kind of like the most realistic hero that we've seen in a long time. And the reason I say most realistic is, before I jump off this trailer, in real life, if someone was really to, you know, try to fight injustice, he would probably look like the Punisher. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't, at least from now, we haven't found anyone who can fly. We haven't found anyone with super strength, or we haven't found anyone who's bulletproof. But there's guys that have guns, or there's guys that have, you know, military training, or there's guys that, you know, basic, you know, hand-to-hand combat, and they've been, you know, Navy SEALs or Green Berets or whatever. And I do think if someone was to go out and be like, yo, these politicians are doing this, or these cops are doing this, or this, you know, whatever is doing this, or this corrupt, or these corporate people, or these gangs, or these mob, you know, the mafia or whatever, I think that guy would probably look a lot like the Punisher. So from me to you, I want to know, what do you think about, of course, the Punisher trailer for Marvel Netflix? I'm digging it. It looks rough, rugged, and raw. So I can't wait to see it. And we got one more thing to talk about. It's kind of rough and rugged too. Next up is the behind the scenes sort of featurette for Bright. And if you didn't know, Bright is a film with Joel Edgerton, Will Smith. They're coming. I think Max Landis wrote the script. It's directed by David Ayer. It's really, really visceral, very raw, and very just rough around the edges in a very good way. When you see this, it's just it's LA right now, but you know, like Numi Rapace said, you know, it's orcs, it's elves, it's magic, it's weird things going on in a sci-fi way that the natural world mixes with the supernatural in a way where they're trying to coalesce, but maybe they won't. And kind of like we see in the trailer, you got, you know, Joel Edgerton, Will Smith's characters, they're kind of like, you know, working the beat, doing the thing, just patrolling, doing the cop thing, maybe write a ticket here, you know, stop a domestic violence there, you know, just normal stuff. And they come up on a very interesting artifact in the form of a magic wand. And when they find that magic wand, it seems that orcs and elves and humans are quite interested in it. And what it seems like is, and I haven't seen the film, but it looks like we get sort of a survive the night situation, which I'm super up for. I love those films. I don't know what it is about a survive the night film. I guess because it's survive the night films are always like part thriller, part action, part horror kind of. So I'm very interested to see if this turns into like, oh, we're just doing our thing, regular day, you know, a couple weeks or something, and then we get to a survive the night situation that drives us to the end of the film. Because I would be very, very psyched for that. Now, as far as the whole situation between the orcs, the humans, you have Joel Edgerton who's trying to be like the first orc in the, you know, in the force. He's trying to be human. He's trying to like, fit in and, you know, try to, you know, show that orcs aren't crazy. Orcs are just regular people. And when you add that in with, you know, crime, fast-paced action, supernatural, racism, all kinds of stuff, you have something that, like Will Smith said, is wildly unique. And I'm very psyched to hear something like that, because on the surface, it looks like, hey, this is gonna be kind of like an end of watch kind of thing. But when you throw in the fantastical, it could be very rough and rugged in a very weird way. And I mean, a good weird. So guys, of course, holla at me, I'ma holla at you. Down in them comments, if you've seen, of course, the featurette for Bright, holla at me. Let's talk about what you think is gonna be like. I'm excited. Also, we're supposed to be getting a trailer pretty soon. So before I bounce, I gotta tell you to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right, check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that NERDSoul. That's right, there is no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And if the Punisher is coming for you, just say your prayers. Peace.